Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today I wanted to demonstrate how to fix a problem that you may encounter when trying to make movies and animations in MATLAB. In particular, the error that often presents itself is this somewhat cryptic message you see here in red that mentions something about cdata fields and frame size. I think the easiest way to explain what's going on is to look at a demo, so let's jump over to MATLAB. Okay, so before we hop over to MATLAB, I want to make sure that you've watched this video that we put together showing how to create movies and animations in MATLAB. So I'm going to assume that you've seen this because we lay out some of the framework that I'd like to talk about now. So now after you've watched that, let's hop over to MATLAB. And I've got a little script, and this will all make sense, like I said, if you've already watched the previous video. So let me just go and put a breakpoint right here, and I'll run to this. It opens up on another screen on my machine. So let's put this up here and dock this so we can see everything all at once. Okay, so what's going on here is that we've got a picture, and as you know, getFrame is going to grab this picture and store it in a vector, and that's how we're going to make our animation. So one thing that I will draw to your attention is watch as we step through this. You're going to see that we're making basically 40 frames of animation. But as this surface changes, watch what the axes and basically MATLAB is going to sit here. And let me go ahead and hit run. And you see it automatically updated the picture and updated the axes. So the scale and the X, Y, and the Z axes limits could potentially change. So let me just step this a couple times. You'll see they're changed, didn't change there. They're changed, and now it's not changed. Now it's pretty steady, but again, as the figure changes its domain and its range, basically MATLAB tries to be smart, right, and automatically scales the axes to zoom in on where the action is. And this is actually what is kind of the root cause of the problem we're going to see. So, oops, there it is. Okay, I just ran into it. I just realized that it executed this right here. And we ran into this issue because basically what we did is we made our movie vector here, and then we tried to make it into an actual movie file on our machine, and it screams and it says, hey, wait a second, these cdata fields in frames must be the same size. So what is going on there? That comes back to what we were just talking about. If we look at this movie vector object, right, we said it's a 40 element effectively set of screenshots or stills. Let's look at the first element. Notice here it is 687 pixels wide by 504 pixels tall by 3 elements depth, right? An RGB field. Now, if you look at the next frame, look at that. The size actually slightly changed, right? So this is what it's saying, that the frames are not the same size across all the movies. So if you keep going, I mean, I bet you can probably find, there, look, see, it changed again. Right? So the whole problem here is due to this automatic scaling that we saw that during this animation process, MATLAB is trying to zoom in on the action, right? So that's the root cause of the problem. So one way that we can get around this and fix this is that maybe what we can do is just force the axes to be a specific set of values. And in fact, I have this written down, so I'm just going to write this. Let's go from 0 to 10 in X, -3 to -2 in Y, and -5 to 5 in Z. And you can see that should hopefully capture most of this action. In fact, it's going to be almost identical to what we see here. So what we're going to do with this line of code is we are going to force the axes to be a specific value every frame of the animation. So basically, we're not going to get this dynamic zooming in and resizing. So now let's rerun this code. And again, comes up on the screen. Let's dock this thing. Okay, so now let's go ahead and try this again. Let's hit run. And now notice, right, that the axes stay the exact same size, right? So as I keep stepping through this and creating more frames of animation, we are not getting that problem where the axes are being automatically scaled and zoomed. So now let me take this breakpoint off. I'll just keep running this, and you're going to see now that this runs with no problem. So there we go, and you can see it completed. And in fact, I think if I go to that section right here, here it is. Here's the file that was successfully created. And yeah, that looks pretty darn great, right? So there you go. That's one way that you can go around getting solving that problem with the cdata and the frames. You can't always do this though, because maybe you don't know what the screen axes are going to be. As you are making the figure, you might not know what the domain and the range of this function is going to actually look like. So another way you can do this is basically you can write a custom function that will basically just make sure that all these frames, you're going to resize them after the fact. And in fact, that's exactly what I did. So I've got a custom function here. So I will put this URL in the description of this video so you can link to this GitLab page and download this function if you'd like. So I made this thing called MakeMovieVectorFramesSameSize. And all this thing does is it basically resizes things so that it's going to work. So let me make movie. There we go. You just pass this thing movie vector, and let's do this. Okay. So this is my custom function that all it's going to do is basically resize all of these movie vectors so they have the exact same frame size. So let's go ahead and rerun this. So notice there's no axes command here. So we are in the situation where we have a problem. And again, just to prove that to you, let's go ahead and dock this. Let me put a breakpoint here, and we'll just run this entire animation. And I'll show that this is now a problem. Because again, if we look at movie vector sub 1, it's that size, and movie vector sub 2, we see, yep, indeed, there is a change in size right there in the frames. But now what this custom function is going to do is just going to basically pad or take away pixels to make every single frame the same. So if I now run that line of code, and now re-look at movie vector sub 1 and movie vector of 2, you now notice that all of these are the exact same size. So now this should have no problem, and it should not be complaining about the cdata issue. And again, yep, there you go, the whole thing ran, and again, we've got the curve video that is created correctly. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let me show you one other thing just to mention. Like we said, all this thing is doing is it's either adding or removing pixels. So if you just go ahead and take a look at the help file, I basically have a couple of different ways you can do this. You can either go ahead and try to make the smaller frames bigger by basically padding a bunch of white pixels on the side, or you can shrink them and make the bigger screenshots the same size as the smallest screenshots. So if you want to do that, you can do something like this, where you can say method is shrink, because I think by default I fill things. So again, maybe we'll make the note of earlier when we were using the fill option, you get a picture which is 688 by 504 in terms of dimensions. So now if we go ahead and again, let's go ahead and dock this thing up here like such, run the whole thing. Okay. And then go ahead and run our framing function, and now look at this thing. Let's see, sub 1. Yeah, so now it's smaller, right? So I think it was just 1 pixel, but everybody gets the idea, right? Okay, so there you go. The easiest way to do this is just use my custom function, and that's an easy way to post-process your movie vectors so that you can actually save them out to a file. Now, the one thing last that I want to maybe mention is this function here. Yeah, you can download it standalone if you want to use it by itself, but actually this thing is part of a larger software development kit that I put together that includes a lot of MATLAB functionality that I find useful and things that I've kind of written. If you are interested in this, feel free to go ahead and just clone this repo, or again, I have a completely separate video talking about how to do this, how to clone the repo, how to, quote unquote, install it in MATLAB, so that you can have access to all of these things that I've written and use it for your own projects. So that's it. I think this is probably a good spot to leave it. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if so, I hope I'll catch you in a future discussion. I'll talk to you later. Bye.